Well, welcome back to Watts Matters, and today we're going to continue our series of summer savings, and we're going to be looking at thermostats and how they can help you cut your energy usage in the summertime, or really any time of the year. So what we're looking at here is a programmable thermostat, and you can do different settings on it, obviously, to adjust the temperature without you having to come over here and punch the buttons. But you got to be careful about how much you're using that thermostat to do that. You don't want to do these big swings in temperature. Say you're going to be gone for just a couple of hours. Well, you don't need to set your programmable thermostat or adjust your thermostat at that point. Now, if you're going to be gone all day, you could adjust the thermostat 2 to 3 degrees difference from what you're going to want to have the temperature be when you get back home. But don't do it any more than that. 2 to 3 degrees is about it if you're going to be gone all day, or even just for a couple of days. So, and you can set up your programmable thermostat to do that for you, or not, and just punch the temperatures up and down, right? This button will show us here. We can do that this way. So that's your thermostat for you. People will often ask us, hey, what temperature I need to have my thermostat set on? Well, that's hard to say. It depends on your house, okay? And what your comfort level is going to be. You'll often hear 78 in the summer, 68 in the winter. Well, that's not always going to be the case for your comfort. What are you going to be comfortable at? So in this home, these folks are comfortable at 73. So when they get ready to leave, they might bump the thermostat up to, say, 75. So they bumped it up a couple degrees. Then when they come back home, or they program this thermostat such that it would take it up to 75, then it's gonna take it long to get it back down to 73. It's not gonna have much longer extra run time to get it back down to 73. It's gonna be a short amount of time because it's maintained at only a couple of degrees above where they really want it. But what we wouldn't want to do is bump this thing up to, say, 78. They started on 73, now it's on 78. When they get home, or the thermostat was programmed to drop back down to 73, it's gonna run maybe 2 hours before it gets it back down to 73, because they'd set it up so much higher than where they really want it. So don't turn it up quite that far when you're leaving for the day. Just a couple of 3 degrees is all you need. And then that will save you some money on your energy usage. So on this thermostat here, it is a programmable thermostat, and I can set it. I'm going to be leaving every morning. I know I'm leaving it at 8 o'clock, so I can set it to go up a couple of degrees at 8:30, and then it knows I'm going to be getting back home, or I know I'm getting back home around 5:30, so I can set it to start bringing the temperature back down at 4 o'clock. All right, you can do that with a programmable thermostat. There's also smart thermostats out there that it'll learn your habits. You start coming over and you start turning that thermostat back up as you're getting ready to leave every day. It knows after a time, every day he's going to come over here and turn this thermostat up a little bit at this time. So it's going to start doing that for me. I won't have to do it eventually. And then it knows my habits of when I'm getting back home to turn the thermostat back down to where I want it. It'll learn that and do it without me having to physically do it myself. If you can catch up your programmable thermostat or smart thermostat, if you can catch them on sale, all right, and you pair that with our $50 rebate that we presently have per thermostat when you purchase them, then you can get it at a good price, right? And the savings that you're going to have associated with using that programmable or smart thermostat correctly it'll pan out for you. So it is worth the investment. When you can get it on sale, pair it with our rebate. Then there's another thing about a lot of houses that we find with thermostats is they may have multiple zones or multiple systems. They got 2 HVAC systems, maybe even 3 HVAC systems. Well, they got one thermostat that controls 2 HVAC systems. So you want to make sure when you have that situation, that you're not setting this thermostat at, say, this one's at 73, and if we say we went upstairs and that one's set at 76. So there's a big difference there. It's 3 degrees, or even higher than that. Let's say it was at 78. At that point, this system's going to run more, trying to help compensate for the space upstairs, because that thermostat is set so much higher. And the other thing we'll look at is the fan setting here. Right now they've got it set to auto, and that's where you want it. You just want the fan to run when your system is cooling and dehumidifying. If you got it set to on, and your ducts are up in the attic, well, then I'm circulating air, and I'm not heating, I'm not cooling, I'm not dehumidifying, I'm just circulating the air. And it's going through the ducts. Then it's picking up heat in the attic, it's blowing that air back into the house. Well, heck, that's making the house warmer. And that's going to make the system run more because I got the fan set to on. It's not going to make the system run less, it's going to make it run more. So what I want to do is make sure I keep that fan set to auto so the fan only runs when I'm cooling and dehumidifying. Instead of setting that fan to on, you're going to set it to auto. It'll only run when the system is cooling and dehumidifying the air. But if you want to circulate air in a room to help lower your energy usage, you're going to want to use a ceiling fan. So in our next edition of Watts Matter, we're going to talk about that. So please come back and see that video. So thanks for joining us in this edition of Watts Matter, where we talked about thermostats. Join us next time. We're going to talk more about ceiling fans.